Hi, this is Dr. Mike Shrednowski. I figured I'd tell you a little bit about my story on how I got into chiropractic. So, it's interesting, but when I was a young kid, I was about 7 years old, I was very sick. I had a really bad strep infection. And my mom had gone to a chiropractor for a long time before I was even born, because she had an injury to her low back. So she was under regular chiropractic care for her back. But when I was 7, I came ill, and I was so sick. It was the worst I could remember in my life, actually, and even to this day. And I had headache, I was vomiting, I was out of school for over a week. I was a kid, I was 7 years old. I had high fever for several days in a row. And my mom, being a registered nurse, it even made her nervous because I was so ill and I wasn't responding to any of the medication that we got from our pediatrician. So I remember we were at the pediatrician's office for a second visit, and within the same week, and my mother was asking him, I don't know what to do. He's not responding. Michael's very sick. So he said, you know what, just here's another prescription. He wrote a prescription out for her and gave her that. And then as we left the office, she reminded me that I had told her, I said, take me to Dr. Ambrose. Dr. Ambrose was our chiropractor in New Jersey at the time, and actually was my mom's chiropractor. And she looked at me like I had two heads. She's like, well, why would I take you? You don't have any back pain. And I said, well, he's a different type of doctor. Maybe he has another opinion, so let's just go to him and take me there. So she called my dad. She was very nervous. The doctor seemed nervous, why I wasn't responding. My dad rushed home from work to see what was going on and to meet with me and with her. And she goes, he wants me to take him to the chiropractor. He goes, well, let's take him. Why not? Let's see what he has to say. So that day we went over to visit our chiropractor, or soon-to-be chiropractor, Dr. Ambrose. And all I remember was, as a kid, I actually still remember going into his office. When I used to sit there, I would see all these people coming in and going out. Coming in and then leaving with smiles. There's lots of people there. It was high energy. He was very busy. He didn't really talk too much. And then that was something I used to read the walls. I had spinal nerve charts. He had spinal nerve charts on the walls just like this. And that it stimulated something in my brain to ask, hey, maybe he's a different type of doctor. Take me to him. I walked in there. He checked me, laid me on the table, felt my neck, and gave me an adjustment. And I still remember that experience. It was just bizarre. I didn't even know what was happening. And I heard the pops in my neck. I saw the room spin, and then I felt a little numb afterward, and I just sat there, really quiet, not knowing what just happened. And we went home, and it was about an hour later, that's when I started to feel much better. My fever broke. I didn't have the headache anymore. I didn't feel as sick as I was. I actually started feeling like I was coming out of it for the first time. And my mom tells me to this day, she said, when you were that age, after that adjustment, you sat there, you pointed your finger at me and said, anytime you get sick, anytime I get sick, take me to Dr. Ambrose. That's what you said. And she tells me that story, and that's exactly what happened. So my first experience with chiropractic was as a sick child, and I know that it's all because now, later on, I realize it's because the immune system. And when the immune system is controlled by the nerve system, and the nerves are just interfered with, they're just not functioning right, because the fact that you have spinal vertebrae protecting them, and if something just shifts enough out of alignment, puts enough pressure on the nerve or enough irritation on the nerve, it can change the way your whole body functions. So there's no pill, no potion, no lotion, no drug in the world that's going to change that. And that's why I had such a profound healing effect from getting an adjustment, was because the fact that my nerve system was finally cleared for the first time. So that's my story, and that's how I got into chiropractic. Then we started going regularly as a family after that, and here I am.